3 people you would not want to be at your Christmas dinner.
Number 1, KSI. So loud.
One thing you could ban at Christmas time.
No arguments on Christmas, no disagreements, no negative energies.
What's the worst thing you ever saw in a hospital?
Honestly, you're not going to believe this. This is so bad.
Okay. Sitting up for this one.
Yeah.
Who follows you?
I think they are 24 to 26-year-old builders.
Has there been one thing, anything that someone said actually did cut deep?
Yeah, so I've got like really long toes. And this guy commented, was like, oh, bruh, you got tingers.
How many followers has he got on TikTok?
2.something million now.
Does that ever annoy you?
Yeah, because I've not even hit 1 million yet, and I've been doing this for 3 years. What the heck?
You're going to keep flipping houses?
I actually really want to, yeah. I want to flip something like a boat or a lighthouse.
Hello and welcome to the Behind the Screens podcast with me, Curtis.
Are you sure you're happy with that take? And me, James.
Today, we're joined by Crystal Wright. Crystal, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Take 2. Are you happy? Can we go?
Yeah, let's go.
Crystal,
Go.
for everyone who doesn't know who you are, give us a brief description of who you are and what you do.
So I am a comedy content creator. So I'm from Essex. I sort of make short form, little skit type videos, mainly on TikTok. And then, yeah, sort of post them on Instagram, Facebook as well.
A-list celebrity as well?
Yeah, and I am a celebrity.
So you're doing this full time now?
Yeah, full time now, yeah.
For the last 3 years?
Yeah.
And what were you doing before that?
I was a nurse, actually.
So,
Which everyone always goes, what? That's so strange, because they're so different.
3 years ago as well, COVID kind of era. That must have been
That's right, yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, well, so I got my degree from, did my, uni degree and everything like that. And then I got my first job as a nurse. And pretty much as soon as I got my registration and the keys, it was like, yeah, by the way, there's this massive worldwide pandemic and there's no staff and no one knows what we're doing. So off you go. So yeah, I was massively in the deep end, but it was good. Yeah, I think sometimes that's the best way, really.
Was that something you always wanted to do? Did you always want to be a nurse?
Absolutely not. No.
What did you want to do?
Well, to be fair, I didn't really know. When I was younger, I really wanted to be a vet because I love animals because they're so cute and everything.
Just an animal nurse then?
Yeah, and then it's quite funny actually. We did this. It was like an open day with I think it was secondary school, and you have all these people that come in, adults from different professions, and you can talk to a fireman, policeman, blah blah blah, and then it sort of helps you choose.
I remember those.
Yeah,
ones.
do you remember doing that? So I was like, oh, I really want to be a vet, and I spoke to this vet, and she was like, it's awful, don't do it. She was like,
really?
Yeah, she said the hours are so bad, it's so much training, you've got to be really clever, and she was like, I've basically got no life. So I was like, oh.
Wow. I think she's just trying to hike her rates up and get everyone out of the industry.
I think I got told I was going to be a gardener.
Really?
I was told I was going to be a podcaster.
But you didn't.
How they were wrong.
Yeah. Do you remember those things where you got told to answer the questions?
Yeah.
And it was like, this is what you're going to be.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
What
Mine was a paramedic I got for that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Emergency
gardener.
services. Yeah. Didn't really work out.
Green thumbs?
No, not really at all. I hate it. Couldn't think of anything worse. So no offense to any gardeners out there.
In the spirit of good cheer,
I forgot we got the hats on as well.
It's Christmas. We have decided to play the part, and we have got some very Christmassy questions to kick us off. So before we really find out about who you are, we're going to find out what you think about Christmas and everything that goes alongside it. So to start off with, I want to know the worst gift you've ever received. And I kind of want to know who gave it to you. I want you to call them out.
That's a really hard question. My worst gift in the whole wide world?
We do have some gifts lined up for you today.
Oh, are they going to be
And that
my
may
worst?
change your answer. Hopefully.
Oh, right.
Hopefully not, but it's possible.
My worst gift?
It's getting hot under this hat.
I'm trying to think. I kind of forget of all the presents
You
that
get
I've
so many.
received.
So popular.
I open it and then I just forget about it. Worst gift? It's probably just going to be something that I just really dislike. I know some of my ex-boyfriends have got me, bits of jewelry and stuff for Christmas. And you just open a present and you think, do you even know me at this point? Because what the hell was you thinking? So yeah, probably something, no offense to any of my ex-boyfriends, but you suck. Buy me presents.
Is there ever a moment like family Christmas, you've got something for your aunt and it's quite clear it's just not the one? You're off the mark.
Just don't give them anything.
No.
I actually do think I'm quite good at getting gifts.
Okay. All right. Well,
What would you get Curtis?
Yeah.
You've known him for about 5 minutes. What would you get Curtis for Christmas?
I feel like I don't like. She just looked me up and down.
Yeah,
then.
I'd get
Is
you
it going to
some
be a jumper that fits?
Yeah, some new clothes. That's instantly what sprung to mind. Yeah.
Love it.
Brilliant.
So if you at Christmas Day, 3 people you would not want to be at your Christmas dinner, famous, dead or alive.
Oh.
Other than me, I know
You're
obviously
not
you
famous.
clearly don't, no, doesn't, but she doesn't want me here. So
Famous though, you're not famous.
fair.
Famous. Well, number one, KSI.
Oh,
So loud.
Is that for the-
honestly.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, I was going to say I thought this was do one, but yeah, you don't.
no,
want the
don't. This
views.
is just
No,
don't.
that's
Yeah.
just come to my mind straight away.
Okay.
Yeah, just really loud. So I couldn't deal with that. Someone else famous that I wouldn't want
Yeah.
with me on Christmas. Anyone famous, I think, would be pretty cool. To be fair, someone famous that I wouldn't want with me on Christmas Day.
Who would you pick, Curtis?
That I wouldn't want.
Piers Morgan is straight in there.
Harry Kane.
Oh yeah.
Piers Morgan.
Harry Kane, yeah. You spit in the food
Exactly.
everywhere.
Brussels sprouts all over the place. And
Piers Morgan, definitely.
Piers Morgan,
Yeah.
yeah.
King Charles. Bit
You
boring,
might eat
wouldn't
his
it?
fingers, they look like sausages, don't they?
They do. There's something going on.
I wouldn't mind him there. It'd be quite
Really?
funny, yeah. I reckon he'd be ledge after a few beers.
Yeah.
I reckon
You've
he'd
just-
be massively offended by like everything that comes out of my mouth.
And he would also be massively offensive with everything that comes out of his mouth too.
Yeah, Piers Morgan. I think that's just me and him in like a dark room, just fight it out for a little bit.
You just go off, scrap.
Yeah, I just can't. Actually, maybe Gary Neville as well. He'd be one. I'd want in there.
Fair.
And who's the third one?
It's hard to think of three, isn't it?
Just got to get somebody else in there. Yeah, on the spot, I can't really think of anyone else.
I can't think of one single person that is
Just
actually
KSI.
famous.
KSI.
Yeah, apart from
Eamon
KSI.
Holmes.
Just sprung to-
Eamon Holmes.
Yeah. He's I don't know if we can be talking about people like this, to be honest.
What's
but,
he done? Has he been in he's done
Oh
something bad?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Has
He's split up from his partner and he's allegedly troublesome.
Is he? We'll bleep that word out.
We could also go topical a bit of Greg Wallace as well.
Oh, he's another one, yeah. Greg Wallace. I wouldn't want him there.
Because he'll be talking about Toby Carvery.
It's just it's more just his face. Like, I can't stand that. Anyway, we digress.
Enough about Greg Wallace. If there was one thing you could ban at Christmas time, what would it be?
One thing I could ban at arguments.
Oh, very good. I was thinking like Brussels sprouts, but
Nah.
Yeah, they're minging.
No
but, yeah.
arguments on Christmas, no disagreements, no negative energies. Yeah, nothing.
Have you got a big family?
Well, it's only me and my brother, but we spend Christmas with my cousins and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all come together for Christmas.
Yeah. Who would be starting the arguments?
My cousins.
so they not invited as well. What do you want for Christmas this year?
Whatever's not in that bag.
I actually really want a Hoover. I know that sounds boring, yeah, but they're like 200 quid.
The Dysons are good.
Do you know how expensive £200 for a Hoover? I thought.
We might be able to fit that one over there in the stocking, to be honest. So we'll see how we go.
Shark or Dyson?
Shark.
Yeah,
please,
sharks are good as well.
possible,
Can't believe
yeah.
Henry's not made the conversation.
They're terrible, mate.
They're so
Talking
bad.
about Hoovers, this is good. Good podcast.
Well, I think that's probably enough about Christmas then.
Yeah.
Presents.
Present time. We are going to give you some topical gifts.
Okay.
My daughter's lovely Disney Minnie Mouse
This is
sack
so
is now
cute.
yours to
How many
keep.
presents are in there?
Well, some of them are combined. There are 2 presents. So
Okay.
pull them out. We've been told we're not allowed wrapping paper because of the sound. So it's kind of lucky dip.
Okay, I'll
Bart's
close my
fault
eyes
over
then. Okay.
Don't take the big one.
Right.
That means anything else in there, is there, Kaz?
Does this sound like the right one?
Yes, I think so. We've got you some disguises.
Oh, Thanks, you guys. I've always wanted one of these.
To add to your collection, part of your content.
We
That
expect
is
to see those
fantastic.
in some videos soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, we love your content and the observational comedy and the style you do. And the disguises are a big part of that. So we thought, let's kick it off with a disguise. We're not going to make you put it on. We're not going to make you wear it. But we did want to find out a bit more about you as a creator. You can put that on the floor now. You don't have to hold it. You're all good.
Okay.
I don't want you to have to feel like you have to awkwardly hold the present. So going all the way back to the start, you probably didn't have the wigs and the moustaches back in day one. But when and why did you start creating content?
And were you creating it when you were a nurse?
Yes. Yeah. So I basically, after I'd been a nurse for like a year, I think, coming up to a year, it got to the point where I was like, I'm so sick of this. Like, it just got so, like, jarring, basically. And I just wanted to do something really, like, way more fun.
Before we continue, I've got a question. What's the worst thing you ever saw in a hospital?
Oh, honestly, you're not going to believe this.
Brilliant.
This is so bad.
Okay.
So,
I've been sitting up for this one.
yeah, it's so bad. So basically, sometimes old people, like, if they don't take a dump for a certain amount of time, they get massively clogged up.
Yeah.
Right.
And I watched this thing and it's actually like ingrained into my memory. I'm not even joking. I don't know what was going on. But I was asked to go into this room with a doctor so that I could sometimes you have to go into the room with a doctor to make sure that they're doing their job properly and blah, blah, blah. And also to obviously look after the patient as well. So I went into this room and there's this like bloke lying down on the bed with obviously his like pants and everything down. And the doctor was like, oh, I'm just going to do a procedure to like clear his bowels. And I thought, fantastic. And he got a hose pipe. Not joking.
Shark Hoover.
It was like a full-blown hose pipe. And he was shoving it in there. And he was getting his fingers and scooping these like brown balls out. And I just didn't know where to look, to be honest. I didn't know what I was doing.
Did you get involved or just stand by and
No,
watch?
I was shell-shocked. I was watching this whole thing unfold and I was like, I don't even know I don't know where I should look. Like, it was
how
so
far
bad.
into the job was this?
Probably like 6 months.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this wasn't, this hasn't put you off the NHS. Well,
No.
maybe it has now, but
Well, yeah, that was the only time I ever got myself involved in that sort of scenario. If ever I got asked to like supervise again, I was like, guys, I'd love to, honestly, but I'm just so busy right now. So I managed to avoid it for the rest of my career. But no, yeah, it was so bad.
love it.
And what was your question? I've forgotten. Sorry.
Well, actually, I have one more before we do get onto that.
Yeah.
Did you clap for yourself on a Thursday night?
I didn't, but I did used to drive around the village in my car with the window down. And everyone would be out clapping. I'd be like, whoa.
This is for me.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I liked the clap. I don't know why everyone was
Of course
so
you did. We were
against
clapping
it.
for you.
Yeah.
That was such a weird time. I lived in a flat at the time, going out on your balcony and you like hear
Pots,
people
the
clapping.
pots.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
It was so weird.
What a nation. What a nation. So, yeah, back to content.
Yeah.
When and why did you start?
So I was best friends with a guy at the time called Cole Anderson James. I don't know if you guys might have heard of him. He's now my boyfriend. But at the time we were best friends. And he got the sack from his job at the beginning of COVID.
What was he doing?
He was a salesman.
Ah,
He was
okay.
like selling data, but he was like really bad at it. So like the first chance they got, they was like, mate, you've got the sack. So anyway, yeah, so he was like made redundant, whatever, and he started making these like videos online. And then fast forward like 6-7 months, he started making a bit of money from it. And at this time, I was getting bored of my job, and he was like, "Oh, Chris, just make a video. Like I can show you how to do it. I can help you edit and blah blah blah." And obviously, I didn't want to because nursing is so professional. Everyone is proper like. I don't know, you just have to be really professional. And I felt so awkward coming home and like being like mega stupid.
Yeah.
Like for the world to see. So it put me off for a little bit. And then it got to the point where I thought, you know what, sod it. Let's just give it a go.
And what was the first video you made?
It was.
I was in this room with a guy. He had a hose pipe up his bum.
Yeah. It was something to do with boys, boys on dates or something. And I didn't have a moustache at this point, but I did draw like a beard on my face with pen.
Brilliant.
And and I remember making the video. Cole helped me edit it. He helped me film it. We uploaded it, and he said, look, if this video gets 10k views, that's really good. Like, we can just carry on building up, and we'll get you some more videos and see what happens. And we woke up in the morning and it was on 350k, my first video, and I thought, this is insane.
And this is on TikTok?
This was on TikTok, yeah. And I just couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my God, like, and I feel like it was because there wasn't that many female comedians at that time on TikTok. So, I basically just started making videos from then, and never really looked back. And I quit my job a few months later.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
After that video, were you like walking down the street thinking, oh, everyone knows that?
People keep clapping for me on a Thursday.
Yeah.
How many followers did you get from that one video?
I actually don't think I got that many. Maybe a few thousand, because I definitely didn't get 10k, because I remember when I first got 10k on TikTok and I felt like, oh my God, I'm such a G right now. I thought, this is it, Mum, I'm a celebrity.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So who follows you? Who do you think like a typical person is that follows you on TikTok? Who are they? Where are they from? What do they do?
I think they are like 24 to 26-year-old builders. And
It's a very small age range, 24 to 26.
900,000 of them.
Yeah. Or they go to college and they study travel, probably, something like that. Or health and social care, maybe. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, I think the first video I saw was the one where you're on like a park bench and the guy goes, "Can I sit there?" Is
Yes.
That one? I think that's the one I
That
saw.
was at the pub.
Yeah,
that
the
was
pub,
my
that
big
was
one.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the pub. He's like,
Yeah.
she fancies me or something like that. That was good.
Yeah.
Remember that one? That was a good one.
It was interesting you mentioned then about being one of the first female comedians on TikTok. Do you think that you get treated differently when it comes to things like comments, trolls? Does your content get a different reaction if Cole uploaded the same thing? Maybe not the exact same script, but if he did the same concept, would he get a different reaction?
That's a tricky one. I'm not really sure. I think definitely early days of TikTok, if I so much as said anything that was mildly offensive, my comments would be like, oh my God, she can't say that. She's not funny. Girls aren't funny, blah, 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 blah. So I did used to get that a lot, but I feel like as time's gone on and maybe there's more girls making like funny videos and people have lightened up a little bit. I don't really feel like there's that much difference.
To then expand on that, we were looking through your Facebook, and particularly on Facebook more than any other platform, so many people in the comments say start an OnlyFans. Why do you think that's a Facebook thing? And like, what is wrong with people on Facebook?
Yeah, I don't know. Riddle me that. I don't know. I guess like the people on there are just older, maybe. It tends to be the older people, like sort of, I don't know, 45 upwards, I'd say. But I'm surprised I even know what OnlyFans is at that age. But yeah, Facebook is crazy. Facebook is the worst one for like these creepy men, creepy comments and stuff like that. There's no other platform really that I get that on.
What's like the worst DM you've ever received?
Oh, okay, this one's easy. It
Was
wasn't
it
a
from
DM.
Cole?
It was actually an email.
Email?
Yeah, which makes it even more creepy.
It's from Curtis. Can you come on Behind the Screens podcast?
Yeah. And it was this guy, and he was like, "Hi, by the way, I know your address," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And
You replied?
he said, "Yeah." I was thinking, "Come on, then. What is it? Do you think you're odd?" And he was like, "I used to be a police officer, so I have access to some sort of software that makes blurry images clear." And he said, I zoomed into the background of one of your videos and there was like a box or a letter on a notice board and it had my address on it. And he zoomed into it and made it clear. And he was like, "Oh, this isn't weird or anything, like just letting you know so you're more careful."
No,
was it correct?
Completely normal.
Was he correct, like with the address?
He was, yeah. He was absolutely dead correct, yeah. And I thought, the only person I need to be careful of is you.
Yeah, absolutely. That is
That's freaky.
Yeah.
So weird. Because I am quite careful with stuff like that, generally. But I mean, like, that address must have been tiny and
On a
blurred out.
letter,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
on
like
top of the
that's
fridge.
next level creepiness, that isn't it?
Yeah, that he's gone out
Ex-police
of his
officer
way.
as well.
Yeah.
It's concerning.
Yeah.
Do you look at your DMs?
Yeah, I look through, I read them all. Yep. I soak it all up.
Do you ever see something in your DMs and think, I can make a video out of this? There's a bit of content in that. Or is it just too far gone?
No, to be fair, not really. I don't ever really see anything, but I never get offended with any comments. I don't really understand. Well, I guess I can understand it in a sense, but for me, if someone puts a comment on my video that's like really mean, I just find it so funny. Like, I just don't really. If it was maybe like thousands of comments and everyone's saying the same thing and saying something like "you're nasty," then yeah, that's more hurtful. But if it's just saying like, "Wow, your eyes are well spread apart," I just find it funny. Like, I just don't get offended by this stuff.
So you're just not bothered? Doesn't
Just
affect
not
you?
bothered. No, not at all. No.
I like that.
Has there been one thing, anything that someone said that actually did cut deep?
No, I don't. Oh, yeah. So I've got like really long toes. They're like well long. And this guy commented, he was like, "Oh, bruh, you got tingers." And I was like,
Tingers.
"What the hell?" I was like, "Ouch."
That is brilliant.
I've never heard tingers before.
That is
Yeah.
so good.
I know.
I'm sorry, but I love
Tingers.
that.
Fair
That's
play,
great.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Get it all out.
Tingers is so good. Do you do you get noticed that in public?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, quite a lot.
Where's this is the weird podcast? Where's the strangest place you've been recognised?
On holiday somewhere. Where, Barbados.
Are you getting a pedicure by any chance?
Tingers.
He's like, I know these tingers from anywhere.
Barbados.
Barbados,
What,
yeah.
what was the scenario? Was it just...
No, this guy was just driving past in his car and he just wound his window down. He was like, "Oh my God, no way. I've seen your videos." I was like,
Was it
wow.
Bart Simpson? Amazing.
And what's the... Have you had any bad interactions in public with I guess not fans, maybe haters, just people, fans? I don't
Have
know.
I had?
Yeah, have you had any?
No. So far, so good.
Good stuff.
Good strong answer. No. Got it.
What is one piece of content that you released that just did not hit the reception you thought it would?
That happens quite a lot, to be fair. I did this like video and I thought it was, I actually still do think it's absolutely banging. It was about a guy who orders fish from a restaurant and then the chef gets on a boat and catches a fish. And it was like a comedy sketch about like food just taking ages to arrive, basically. And I literally got in a rowing boat, for this video. And I thought this looks so funny because I had a little chef hat on and I was in a rowing boat with a stick with a string on the edge and I was pretending to like catch this big fish. And I thought 100% that's 1 million views. And it absolutely flopped.
How many did it get?
I actually can't remember, but I remember just being severely disappointed in myself.
Did you keep it up or did you take it down?
I kept it up, yeah.
How much content do you create on a weekly basis?
I try to post on TikTok once every 2 to 3 days. So I don't know what that is, but a few times.
Yeah.
Have you ever been halfway through filming a video and just gone, this is too weird. This is too far?
No, to be fair, for the majority of my video, well, actually for like all of my TikTok videos, they're all scripted. And sometimes I'll shoot something and I'll say a sentence in a certain way and then I'll think, that was terrible. That sounded so bad or whatever. And I just swap it. So I do like multiple takes of the same kind of thing. So yeah, I've never really had that problem.
And what's in your opinion, the best video and the funniest video you've ever made?
I think she just said the one that
The
flopped.
Other
fish
than the
one.
rowboat. You think that's the best one?
I think it's really good, yeah.
Excellent. And it's, it didn't perform.
No, everyone
Fair
hates it apart from me.
And then in terms of things like algorithms and data, do you pay any attention to that or do you just create content you like?
Yeah, I don't pay any attention to that. Yeah, I just do my own thing. I'm in my own little bubble.
I love that. It's so fascinating because we have people come on here who are obsessive over algorithms. They know all the tricks. They know everything.
Really?
And then other people like yourself, it's just like, I should do what I like.
Yeah.
And it works. And I wonder if maybe none of it really matters. You've just
Oh,
got
maybe that's the question.
You just got to go
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
do what you do.
I do notice sometimes that like I'll post a video and it will just do absolutely tragic. Like it won't even scrape 10k views. And and then I'll like message some of my friends that make TikTok videos, and it tends to be like 99.9% of the time it's across the board. Everyone's having problems, and that sometimes that's when like TikTok do an update or something like that, and it just has like a big impact on us, and then we have to work really hard to try and get our views up and get things going again. It usually takes about 2 weeks.
Have you got lots of TikTok creator friends?
Yeah, quite a few. When I like to go to like the events, and I just chat to anyone. So yeah, I make quite a lot of friends, but they're all quite spread out. To be fair, like Manchester and Liverpool and like even London's quite far from me. But yeah,
Would you call yourself an influencer?
I never say that word.
Why not? Why would you say it?
Ew.
Why wouldn't you say it?
Because I don't really feel like I influence anyone, really. Like, not that much. And it's just like, I feel like it's so connected to that stereotypical influencer girl who takes photos on Instagram, who has all this like plastic surgery and is really fake. And like, I just don't, that's just not me. I'm just normal. Like, this is my
just
job.
out in rowing boats.
Yeah, I just mess around for a living. Like, I don't see this as this job that I'm doing making me superior to absolutely anybody. It's literally just a job. The same that nursing's a job and this is a job and like anything else.
So would you call yourself a content creator, not influencer?
Yeah, I just say I make videos or like have to be like comedy videos.
Yeah.
Suddenly the Facebook audience have got their attention.
What's the long-term goal with creating content? What do you want to do?
I actually don't know.
Get a bigger boat, maybe.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now. And I sort of just take like any opportunity that comes my way and I just give anything a go. Like I've sort of auditioned for like acting roles and obviously doing this podcast and yeah, just whatever. But I don't really have an end goal. It's just I'll wait and see whatever happens. I have faith in the universe. They'll sort me out one way or the other.
Would you ever do stand-up?
Absolutely not, no.
Do you think you're funny enough or not?
No. I feel like I get well embarrassed. I don't think I could do it.
I feel like you could. I feel like you script your sketch comedy. Why couldn't you turn that into a stand-up piece?
I just don't think I've got the nuts.
No.
No.
Do you know what? Fair enough. You mentioned just then about not being an influencer because you don't think you influence anyone.
The word's dirty.
Yeah. I'm going to go on then to a very similar question. Let's talk about brand deals and partnerships. So, you don't influence anyone, but I'm sure you do, right? You must have some great opportunities with brands. You don't have a manager. Talk us through that. Is there a not that I'm going to sign you right now and try and bring you on board, but why don't you have a manager? Is there a reason? Because I assume Cole does have a manager, right?
No.
No. Okay.
She didn't do I am the manager.
Oh, I didn't do that bit.
Can you do that again?
Nah. Well, did I?
It's not going to be good the second time around. The first time was better.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, never mind.
Anyway, why don't you have managers?
Because they suck.
I'm off. Dresses terribly.
No, to be fair, I was signed to an agency before and I really enjoyed, I did like working with them. They were, great to work with, great communication and stuff like that. And there's no problems with them as an agency. But I just prefer to be in charge of everything. I like when I was with an agency or had a management, I felt like everything has to go through them, right? Because we're a team and we're working together. They need to know what I'm up to, what I'm doing. There's certain companies that I can't talk to. I can't really outreach for myself and like things like that. And that's the stuff I really don't like. Because now I've got friends like everywhere, that can like get me jobs and this and that, and people that are managing my Facebook stuff, and I just much prefer it this way. Yeah, it just works better for me. I like being in charge and making choices about what
You are the boss.
I am the boss. Yes, I am the manager.
I love it.
Brilliant.
Go on, if you anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just then whilst we're on this topic, talk us through some of your favourite brand deals you've done. Like, is there something you got a brief in and you were able to just kind of go a bit mental with it and create a really cool piece of content?
I've worked with so many really good ones, to be fair.
Show off.
I can. It's easier to remember like the worst ones, but obviously probably can't say that on here.
We'll bleep it out.
Yeah, you can say it. And we'll make
bleep
sure
the
you don't
brand
get in
name
trouble.
Okay.
I promise.
Yeah, no, yeah, we'll let you check it.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, most of the brand deals that I work, like most of the brands that I work with, I'm very clear that I want to do it in my own style. I want to make it like obviously tie it into like the purpose of the ad or whatever, but I want it to be in a sketch and I want it to kind of be a little bit funny or a little bit silly. And there's this one company I worked with ages ago, and they were a bank. And initially when we spoke to them, they was like, "Oh, we really want you to work with us." And I thought, this is fantastic. They're going to have so much money. I was like, I've hit the jackpot here. Oh my God. They didn't, by the way. It was just like normal. But
That's so funny.
but anyway, yeah, they was like, yeah, do you know what, Crystal? Do whatever you want, blah, blah. Like, let's make this really fun. And I was like, okay, cool. Send them the script. They absolutely loved it. They thought it was so funny. And yeah, filmed it, edited it, sent it off. And they were basically like, right, let's just delete all the funny bits, get rid of all of that, and then we'll add in some like, you know, when you have to put the B-roll of the whole screen on TikTok or whatever, and there was like, yeah, this needs, and there was so much legal stuff around it, and it got to the point where I was kind of like, why the heck have you picked me for this? I'm literally like one of the dumbest creators you could have chosen. You could have picked anyone. And then, yeah, so that just absolutely sucked. And I thought it went so bad because there was so much back and forth of me being like, no, keep this in. This is funny, blah, 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 blah. And then like a few months later, I got an email from them saying, "Hi, Crystal, we absolutely loved your campaign. We loved working with you. Let's work together again." And I was like, get stuffed.
You didn't ask how much for the next one.
Double your price.
Triple the figures.
So you said no to them on that second occasion.
Yeah.
What brands won't you work with then?
What
sort of sectors?
Banks. And like vape brands. That's another one.
Do you vape? Or is
No.
Okay.
I would never do such a thing.
got it?
There isn't many. Maybe like sex toys, but that's just because I've got my mum and my nan on TikTok, and I can't.
They might
do
be customers.
There could be some great comedy
no.
with that though. Like,
Yeah.
there's sort of funny comedy stuff with that.
Yeah. But I guess you have to be mindful of your mum, I guess.
Yeah.
Get her involved.
That's too far.
Christmas present. Christmas present.
Worst gift you've ever given. There you go.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Good.
What's the dream brand you'd love to work with that maybe you haven't had the chance to?
Disney. I absolutely love Disney.
What would you want to do for them?
Go to Disney World in Florida and just have an absolute blast. That would be an absolute dream. Also, film studios in Florida. I'd love to go to them. I've already been, so I went to LA a few years ago and we went to Paramount Studios. And I'm not joking, that was one of my favourite days. Like, absolutely loved it. It was so good. I thought it was going to be really like boring because like film studios to me sound like really drab and boring. But we went there and it was so good. So yeah, I'd really like to go there again. And yeah, massive fan of Disney Pixar.
Nice. If you were a Disney character, which one would you be?
I would be a Disney character. What Disney character? This is actually, I need to think about this.
You should know this if you're a big Disney fan.
I know, I haven't really thought about which one I would be.
Which one would you be?
Don't know.
Can you name more than 5 Disney characters?
I think I can name one at the moment. You put me on the spot. Yeah, there you go. There's one.
Did you not have Mickey Mouse?
Mate, you put me on the spot. I don't know what
You cannot pick Mickey Mouse. That is like the worst.
Is Bugs Bunny one?
No,
Or is he
Warner
some-
Brothers.
All right, sorry.
Come
super
on,
fan.
mate.
I'd probably
Behind the
pick.
screens. Sorry.
I'd probably pick Dory because she just forgets everything. It's absolutely useless, but also funny.
I'm nodding my head like I know exactly what
You've
just
seen
spoken about.
Finding Nemo.
How can
Right?
you don't know who Dory is? Let's just move on.
Well,
from
I hope
that.
you guys have enjoyed the last episode of the Behind the Screens podcast.
I should do, but yeah, I don't know.
It's all to
I
come
will
now.
do,
You've
yeah.
got
I
a little
will
one.
do. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
do in the future.
I've watched Moana far too many times, and you grow to love them.
What are you going to do when you hit 1 million followers on TikTok? You know, big 1 million follower party.
Yeah. I'm going
Do
to
you
get
actually?
absolutely plastered with all my mates. Yeah. Yep. Well, when Cole hit his 1 million, we all went out for drinks and everything. So, like, I'm just kind of hoping that all my friends are going to plan something for me because I am sort of expecting it in a
How
way.
many followers has he got on TikTok?
Oh, loads. I don't know. 2 point something million now.
Does that ever annoy you?
Yeah, because I've not even hit 1 million yet, and I've been doing this for 3 years. What the heck?
How long has he been doing that? 4? Well, 5
Yeah,
years?
maybe 4 years.
Do you think there's an element with Cole, not to suddenly start like analysing your guys' channel, but I feel like Cole does so much more collab, like everything he does. He's always out. He's always kind of on other channels. Do you think that's helped his growth? Or do you think that's just an excuse for him to be out with his mates?
Both.
Good answer. Okay, well, let's dive into I feel like there's not a great deal of information about the pair of you and like your relationship online. So we're going to ask you a bunch of questions. You have to answer everyone or you can't leave.
Yep.
Um,
This is exclusive information. Ooh.
so, yeah, no, look, if you don't want to answer anything, tough.
No. It's
So let's start. How long have the two of you been together?
We have been together for 3.5 years.
That sounds like about the same amount of time you've been making content.
Yeah, but you mentioned they're best friends before.
Yeah, so what's the story there then?
Yeah, so in year 10 at school, I threw a Halloween party and I invited this boy that I went on a date with once and just went pear-shaped. But anyway, I invited him and I told him to come and bring his mates and he brought Cole to my party. And that's how I met Cole. And me and Cole were like really, really good friends. And yeah, we were friends for years. There was a patch of time when I got a boyfriend, I think, and he went to uni that we just didn't really talk that much. But yeah, then afterwards, it was the weirdest thing. So I'd not really seen Cole for like, I don't know, like a few years whilst he was at uni and stuff, and I'd had this boyfriend and whatever. And then one day I was single and I was standing outside this club, like queuing to go in, and he was standing right in front of me. And he sat around, he was like, "Oh my God, Crystal, what the hell?" And then we had this catch up. And yeah, and then we just continued our friendship from there on, yeah.
Did you always think one day?
Absolutely not.
No.
I thought there's no way in hell. Absolutely none.
Do you know what he thought? Did he think this at like...
Yeah, because I think it's so hard to explain, but we were so close as friends. It was almost like we were brother and sister. Like, that sounds really incest now that that's just come out my
No,
mouth.
go on, keep going.
But like, he would be dating girls.
That's why we fell in love. Like, Go on, sorry.
Yeah. Ew. He'd be dating girls and I'd be dating guys, and there was never any element of like jealousy or
Is
anything
that just
like
what you
that.
told each other though?
No,
she's a dickhead. She's a dickhead.
so I hate her, dump her. No, it was never like that at all, and we really liked having that friendship because I think it was really nice for me to just have a mate that wasn't a girl. Because sometimes, like in most situations, if I ring up one of my girlfriends and say, "Oh, this boy's being a knob," I would literally bet my bottom dollar that she'd be like, "Right, that's it. I'm not having that. Blah, blah, blah. You need to do this." Like, and proper like add fuel on the fire. Whereas Cole was like, "Oh, he's probably just being a knob."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it was so nice, and I think that's why our friendship worked so well. So yeah.
Nice. Love it. Since then, obviously you've now both grown on socials. How has your relationship changed because of TikTok and social media?
It's way more fun.
Love that. Excellent.
Yeah.
It's talking about who's funnier, you or him.
Me, 100%.
I feel like we need to get the inverse and see if for every single one Cole answers Cole or if he gives you some. If your relationship had a catchphrase, what would it be?
A catchphrase?
Or just like a little sentence to surmise it?
I forgot one in my head. Sorry.
How have you got? What have you got in your head?
Because you said about the incest thing, and I was like, incest, it's the best.
It's the best.
Hashtag.
Anyway.
I would friends before Ben's benefits. Friends before.
But was that all of your ex's names? Ben's?
Yeah.
Have you climbed Ben Nevis? Is that what you were saying?
Absolutely not. No, I was thinking more friends before benefits, but like to make it like rhyme a bit more.
Right.
That's what was going through my head at that time.
Okay.
But now I've said it, I feel like it's not that good.
I think maybe it was just a bad question.
Yeah,
That
it
question
was quite a bad
really bad.
Yep. So you
one. I want to see what Corky got next.
you often appear in one another's content. Do you help each other write and plan? I know obviously to start off with, Cole gave you a bit of a helping hand, or do you try and keep it separate?
We write all our own scripts, so that's completely separate. There's like occasionally where Cole will be like, "Oh, this is what I've got so far. What else do you think?" and vice versa. We help each other a little bit, but no, like we
Go on,
That's
sorry,
it.
I've got a question, but keep going.
we help each other film though. Yeah.
How long does it take you to come up with a script for a video?
It takes ages. Most of the time, I just write little ideas in my notes.
Yeah.
And then I sort of like develop ideas and stuff like that. Like, yeah, bit by bit. It probably takes me about an hour to come up with a script because I change it so many times. And like when you read it through like 1,000 times, you're kind of thinking, oh, is there anything I could do to make this a little bit funnier or a little bit more relatable and stuff like that? So yeah.
Do you get inspiration from him? Because you do a lot of comedy where it's like taking the piss out of lads' stuff.
Yeah.
Is there stuff that he does where he's like, I'm making a video about that?
Yeah, so I did a video recently about boys being ill. Like he literally had the most minor sore throat.
I'm sure it was terrible.
And he was like, every 5 minutes he was like, oh God, my throat is so sore. And I thought, this is ridiculous. I need to film
I think I did
something
see that
about
video
this.
actually.
Sorry. I don't know if I have the next question. Is there a video that you've asked Cole to feature in that he's just flat out refused? Or a part to play?
No.
Go on.
No, there isn't, but there was this ad once. He got asked to do this ad once, and it was to do a dance, but it was like the most embarrassing, like it was so bad. And basically Cole kept saying no. He said to this company, there's no way I can embarrass myself like that. That's just next level. I can't do it. And they kept increasing their fee to the point that
What's his
he
price?
could not refuse. Like we was on holiday, we was like, he's gonna have to do it. But I had to take one for the team and do the stupid dance as well, just so he wasn't fully embarrassed. Like I had to embarrass myself at the same time. But no, there's never been anything that I've really asked him to do that he said no. Like I've made him wear like dresses and stuff before. And
That's what inspired it, because it just seems like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I love that.
This question isn't about both of you. It's more about like the fees that you charge. How do you figure out what you're going to charge a brand? Is it like you look at the website, oh, they're a bit shit. I'm going to 10x. I'm going to 10x it.
if it's a bank, I go, whew.
Or do you just like try and keep it similar for everyone?
It's just the same for everyone. Yeah, I just sort of base it on like, you know, what everyone else is charging in the industry, what my views are doing, how suitable I am like for the brand. If I feel like their target audience is UK based, then I know I'm in, because my TikTok following is luckily quite UK based. But yeah, it pretty much stays the same. I don't really fluctuate it much.
And when you create a piece of branded content, do you really want it to do well? Are you like, as soon as you press a thing, you're like, shit, this one needs to do well because they're paying me a load of money? Or is it, I'm not too bothered. I've got the money now.
If it's a brand that I like, then yeah. But if it's a brand that I just don't care about, I don't really care that much. I would prefer if video... It's so tricky with brand deals because there's always an element of making it work well for both people, like for me and for the brand. And in an ideal world, I would prefer for a company just to come to me and say, promote this, do whatever you want, film it however you want, and then we'll pay you. Like, in an ideal world, that works best for me, but...
Does anyone ever say that?
No.
They
Never.
always want their
They're
stuff
like,
featured and...
Yeah, they're always kind of like, oh, and by the way, mention that there's like 10% off at the moment and like stuff like that. It just makes it really boring. But no, I do like it when they do well. When they do really terrible, I do get slightly embarrassed, yeah.
Here's my insights.
Yeah, I feel like the audacity of me to charge them for this.
What's your thoughts on Towie? You're from Essex, I'm interested.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
Have you never?
No, never watched it. I don't get involved in that sort of
You're
thing.
even a Wright as well. Mark Wright.
I know. In the beginning of TikTok, everyone genuinely thought I was his sister. And I actually went on a podcast and the guy on there said, do you feel like you've rose to fame because of your brother?
No way.
And I was like, excuse me?
Do you?
Works in a coffee shop.
Alleged. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. Tell us something about yours and Cole's relationship that viewers might not know.
He's actually really, really thoughtful and a really nice guy. He's genuinely like, I know he jokes around a lot and some people think, oh, he must be such a knob because of like his jokes are just like bang out of order to some people. Like obviously I find it funny. But he's actually genuinely like a really down to earth, really friendly, nice guy.
What a lovely answer.
Yeah.
Not with my heart. Just in terms of your content, would you talk about anything? Is there anything that you're just like, nah, I'm not going to do that just because it's a bit too risky? Or you just, whatever, go for it?
Oh, just, yeah, whatever. Go
And then just, if people call you out, you just, doesn't matter. It's funny.
Yeah, well, I feel like I am kind of mindful. I'm more mindful than Cole with these sorts of things. Like, yeah, I try not to like offend anyone, obviously on purpose, but a lot of comedy comes from being slightly offensive to some people. So it is what it is.
Have you ever had to tell him not to post something or vice versa? Has he ever been like...
He's never told me not to post something, but I have told him on multiple times, you cannot do that.
Does he post it anyway?
Yes. Most of the time he does. There's been a couple of times when he's been like, oh, did you think? And I'm like, yeah, there's just no way that you're not going to get backlash for that.
What's the worst backlash he's ever had?
Probably the Nella Rose thing. I don't know if you guys saw that. She
I've
went
not
on
seen
I'm a
that one.
Celebrity.
After I'm a Celeb, yeah.
It wasn't...
Did an impression.
Yeah, he did like an impression of Nella Rose, and it was basically just because during her time in the jungle, some people thought that she was a bit rude to certain people.
And completely valid.
Was she on this season or last?
No, it was last year.
She was overwhelmingly unpopular.
What is she a TikTok influencer?
Yeah, she's YouTuber. Part of
YouTuber.
was part of the Foot Asylum kind of
Yeah.
world and did, big channel. But
Yeah.
Why do you think particularly he got so much backlash?
Well, everyone was calling him racist. And it wasn't anything to do with race. It was nothing. It was just, she is a black lady. And I feel like that's a little bit of a dodgy area to be. Do you know what I mean? If you're doing impressions of people, I don't know. It was just a bit of a sticky one. But
Did he delete the video or has he kept it up?
no, he kept it up, I think. I think he kept it up, yeah.
Interesting. I have to watch that one.
Yeah.
See what it was.
It was kind of, it always is. It's always a bit 50-50. Some people were saying, oh, it's really funny and it's fine. And then some people were saying, this is racist. I hate it.
Mm.
Yeah, I do remember it getting a lot of traction. But
yeah,
if I remember correctly, like all it was an impression. There was no kind of like commentary from him.
No, it was just an impression. And I feel like in general, I don't know, I can't actually remember what the video was, but just in general, if I do accents on TikTok, you are like massively in the doghouse with loads of people, but only like
the people whose
black
accent you're doing.
accents, like not if you do like Scottish or American or something like that, but if like that's like a whole nother thing as well.
What's your best accent?
Hang on, do the accent and we'll guess it. And we'll see what it really is.
Oh God! Tell me something to say in my accent then.
Curtis, you need to get a new jumper. I really don't like it.
I've only worn it about 3 or 4 times. It's just too big.
Do you know what? I can't. Curtis is a really hard name to say in any accent.
Curtis, Scottish.
that was terrible.
Well, we're judging you. You're not judging me.
We're this side of the table, all right?
Don't judge a judge.
I'm pushing the buzzer. Sorry,
God.
Sandman.
One of the accents I used to be really good at was like a Geordie accent. But I haven't done it in so long. Geordie. How does Geordie go again?
Howie, but...
What?
Howie.
Sorry?
Forget that.
Go on, just try and do it.
Geordie accent. Hang on, how does it go? It's like Charlotte from Geordie Shore. How does she talk?
She shouts.
Absolutely raging. No.
Absolutely mental.
Mental?
Let's get absolutely rad. You like?
It sounds more Welsh, I think.
Oh, is that what it is?
Your face lit up then, as if you know.
I thought it came out quite good, wouldn't it?
I think, yeah, if you just go for kind of the lines that they'll say on Geordie Shore, which is just get absolutely mental, then I think you've nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I did used to like Geordie Shore growing up. It's a good show, that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just there you go.
Moving on.
Hang on. Who's the most famous person that's ever DM'd you or has interacted with your content?
James Arthur.
James Arthur.
Yeah. Well, but I think the thing is, I was thinking about this the other day. This is so crazy, but like the amount of people, like really celebrities that you'd never even think of that could possibly maybe have seen like one of my videos. I reckon there's someone like well famous.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'll just never know.
They sat on like tour or something, just scrolling TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the James Arthur? What did he engage with, or did he DM you?
He DM'd me and he just said, "Oh, it's really nice to see."
You got tingers.
Yeah.
What does he say?
He just said, "Are you single?" No, I'm joking. He said, "It's really nice to see girls just having an laugh, and I like your videos." And I said, "Thanks."
That's a little bit pick me though, isn't it?
Isn't it?
What does that mean?
Just, it's really nice to see girls having a laugh. Just feels like.
I liked it,
I'm glad you liked it.
and he said I can have tickets to go watch his show, and I actually did go watch it. It was really good.
Fair enough, actually. I'll rate that.
Backed up what he said. I like that.
Yeah, followed through.
Did he give you 2?
He gave me 2. Yeah.
Excellent. Good.
Who'd you take?
Cool. Unlucky.
Let's wrap this little section up with a who's most likely to.
You can do all these ones, mate.
Okay, excellent. With you and Carl, we want to know who is most likely to do something. I don't want you to think about it. We're going to shout it. I want you to just go with your answer. Okay?
Okay.
Who's most likely to mess up a take when recording?
Cool.
Who's most likely to pull a prank on the other one?
Me.
Who's most likely to spend hours editing just to get everything right?
Cool.
Who's most likely to accidentally delete footage?
Me.
Who's most likely to break something whilst filming?
Cool.
Who's most likely to keep checking themselves out in the mirror?
Cool.
Who's most likely to laugh uncontrollably?
How many are these questions?
60 seconds worth, uncontrollably at their own joke.
Me.
Who's most likely to leave an absolute mess behind after filming?
Me.
And let's finish with that one. That didn't work.
It did. It was really successful.
Every time I try and bring a segment in, they don't work. They don't really land as much as I'd like them to.
Just got to be more passionate about them, mate.
Yeah, maybe if my co-host was passionate about them too. Right, let's move
I
on.
just saw a list of who's more like, okay, you can do this.
So you're surrounded by all these sorts of different influencers, content creators, musicians at all these different events kind of sprung into this world. You mentioned before about like not knowing who people are. Have you been in situations in one of these rooms where you've put your foot in it?
No. Not as far as I'm aware.
Have there been any like really awkward encounters where you just don't know who someone is? And
No, well, I actually find it quite rude if someone assumes that I know who they are. I feel like everybody should say, "Hello, my name is whatever your name is." Do you know?
yeah,
So no, I've never really had that problem. I'm really bad at remembering people's names, so I just tend
Do you
to call
remember ours?
people. I just call you like friends.
excellent. So moving on now, we have another present for you. So if you would like to dip into the bag of goodies,
The bag with one goodie in it.
the bag with one goodie left.
Okay.
You can keep the bag. That's the third goodie.
That is so
I thought you
Disney
said that was your daughter's Christmas stocking.
Well, she was given it last year. Santa will bring a new one this year.
Ready for the present? Self-build and renovation for dummies.
So,
Wow, thanks you guys. That is me. 100%.
no, it's supposed to, it's got everything you could possibly need as you go on a journey from zero knowledge to the best home developers in the world.
I think that might be really helpful.
I'd just watch a YouTube video.
What, one of theirs? Or?
No, just like figure out how to do stuff.
Yeah, that's
Rather
what
than-
people tend to do
So
in this day
that
and
present's
age.
useless, Curtis.
Well, it's a 30-day return on Amazon, so we'll send it back. I'll give you the gift receipt. You can keep it.
No, it's actually a really thoughtful present. I like that one.
That is really thoughtful.
Yeah,
well
cheers,
done.
guys. So, no, it's really exciting, though. You and Cole are renovating a house. You are killing it with the content. It is so good.
How bad's the house? I've not seen this content. Like, how bad was it when you bought it?
I mean, it looks like a trap house. Like the worst trap
And
house
they've just finished it.
yeah. It's so bad. It's a 1960s house, I think. And it's basically not been touched since the day it was built. So just imagine that.
What made you want to buy like a renovation project?
Do you know what? I wanted to buy a renovation project since I was at college. So when I was at college, I worked in a care home for a little while. And one morning I was sitting down, I was helping this old granny Weetabix, true story. And this TV show came on called Homes Under the Hammer. And I
I've had a few
watched...
mates on that.
Yeah.
yeah. And I forgot about
Stairs up to
feeding
the
her.
Yeah.
I forgot about feeding her Weetabix because I was just watching that and I thought, wow, this is such a good idea. That looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
Buy a house, flip it, sell it, make loads of money, get rich.
Is it as easy as that?
Absolutely not, no.
So, did you buy the house with content in mind, or did you? Yeah.
So
This content's going to pay for this house.
That's one of my next questions. Is the budget going up as the videos do better?
So I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to renovate a house. Like since I saw it on the telly, however many years ago, I was like, that's my goal. And then Cole said that, yeah, that would be really fun. He'd really like to do it as well. Let's do it together. It was actually my idea to start the content. But Cole was super busy and he's all over the place all the time. So initially I was like, oh, I'm just going to film it. I'm going to make a little TikTok for us and we can see how it gets on. Because I was thinking maybe we could get some gifted campaigns and get a little sofa or a little fridge here and there, you know, like promote the
Whole kitchen.
yeah. So that was a plan. We didn't think for 1 second that it was going to do as well as like how it's performing. But yeah, the people love it.
Are you living in the renovation whilst you do it, or are you living elsewhere?
No, it's like completely unlivable at the moment. We've had it a year in February and it's still... I mean, we've got one of the rooms plastered, so we have made some progress.
You've had a lot of skips. I feel like every time I click on a video, there's a new skip.
We're basically just ripping the whole house down piece by piece.
Yeah, brick by brick.
Yeah.
And when are you meant to be moving in? When's the goal for that?
We're aiming for like February, March.
Are you moving in though, or
Yeah, I mean, we do keep changing our minds, to be fair, so that's why everyone else is confused, because we're confused.
Because I feel like one video you were like, yeah, we're going to rent this out, but then you were looking at like a really expensive fridge, so...
Yeah, no, so I think the plan is for us to live in it for a little while, and then we're going to rent it out afterwards, because the house is in Suffolk, so it's so far away from London. It's in a really inconvenient place. And yeah, I guess we could put up with it for 6 months. We do kind of want to live in it for a little while, just tonight.
Yeah, just put the hard work in.
Yeah. But yeah.
Where's Suffolk? Is that like Norwich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
South
like
of Norfolk.
Ipswich, Norfolk.
This
This guy doesn't know who Dory is. You don't know where Suffolk is.
So why did you buy a house out there?
Because it was cheaper.
Cheap.
Yeah. So when I when I first started looking at houses, I don't know if anyone else does this, but I'll just have a mooch on Rightmove.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Just like on a little break or whatever, if I'm bored, I'll just see what's going in. See
I've got 20 million. What's that get me in Mayfair?
Yeah, so I kind of knew roughly what the prices are for different houses and bits and pieces. And this one popped up, and it was an auction property, and the reserve was £90,000. And it's a 2-bedroom. It's got a bathroom upstairs.
I'm sold.
Living room, kitchen, dining room, bathroom, a front garden big enough that you could block pave it and put a car on it. And it was 90k reserve on it. And I thought, that's a bargain. That is an absolute bargain.
Something must not be right here.
So I sent Cole, and like one of our other mates, he owns like a construction company or whatever, and he went with Cole just to check it out and see if it was all right. Cole had a little once over, and he was like, looks all right. We had no idea what we was looking for, really, other than that there's no cracks and the boiler works.
Was this like one of
Not
the
an
was it the
active
first
trap
place you looked at?
Yes.
Bloody hell. Okay.
I know. And then Cole come back and he was like, yeah, it looks all right. I said, have you looked in the roof? Is there any holes? He went, no, I didn't look in there. Oh, did you look in the thing outside? No. Right then. But we thought, you know what? Let's just go for it. Roll the dice. Just do it. It looks all right. And yeah, we just got lucky. We got it for 150k.
And did you have any watching the video? I know the answer to this, I think. Did you have experience in doing any renovations before?
Absolutely not. I've not even painted a wall before.
Has it been like what's been the hardest thing to like learn? What's been the steepest learning curve?
It's just the process of things.
Takes forever.
Like, to do a room up, there's so many different bits. It's just baffling to me. You have to get all the electrics put in the right places. Like, where you put your plug switches, you have to choose where you put them. What the heck?
And then the thing is, where they used to be isn't where you want them now.
Yeah.
So all like up there, and I want it down there by my bed. So it's a pain
Yeah,
in the arse.
and like all the plumbing and everything like that. You can't just stick a dishwasher where you want it to go. It has to be plumbed there. Yeah, so it's just...
How many plums have you bought?
Yeah, there's just a lot.
just stick it there, it'll work.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell? You can't.
Plates are not clean. Is there a part of it that you wish you could redo with the knowledge you've got now?
No. So far, so good.
Love that.
Do you have the knowledge now?
No.
Have there been any massive disagreements off camera or funny disagreements that we've not been privy to?
Disagreements.
I feel like you do that nervous laugh every time there's something bad.
I feel like there must have been some, but it's really hard to think of them. To be fair, Cole and I usually agree on most things.
Lie. It's gotta be a lie.
But we are very impulsive. Like, we walked into a tile shop and we was out.
This is the first house you bought. Like, you saw you bought it.
You didn't look at it. He poked his head in the door.
He poked his head in the door and went, yeah, that looks all right. I literally bought the whole thing, rocked up with no experience. No, we just pop into shops like the tile shop, for example. We was in and out within an hour, and we picked all the tiles for our whole entire house. All like 2 sets in the kitchen, the whole lot that's going in the bathroom. And we just don't understand why it takes so long for these people. Why does it take so long? You just walk in and go, you like that? No. Like that? Yeah, I like it as well. Let's get that then. But we haven't stuck it all together yet. So probably once they go on the wall, we'll realise.
There's going to be some issue.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope not. What has been the sketchiest moment, like as you've been doing something, you're like, we should not be doing this?
So you doing work yourself there, or are you just getting people in to do it?
We're getting some people in, but anything we can do ourselves.
Is it just for the videos? That's when you're swinging the sledgehammer around.
The builder's there and I'm like, give me that hammer a minute. Film this.
I feel like that does actually happen though. Like Cole will be doing something, he'll come over, give me the hammer, swing.
Yeah.
And just carnage.
No, not really. To be fair, like there's a lot of regulations and stuff which we don't really know about and we don't really listen to. So we'll probably run into some problems further down the line, but that's a problem for future me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, put it off for another day. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then once this is done, like when you move in, you've got that channel now, it's got something like 125k followers, you're getting amazing numbers. You're going to keep flipping houses?
I actually really want to, yeah. I want to flip something like a boat or a lighthouse.
Have you ever seen the videos of people like buying
Grand
lighthouses?
designs. Have
No,
you
on
seen
YouTube,
them?
like people buying lighthouses. It's mental.
Really?
Doing them up. Yeah.
I think they're quite expensive, or like windmills and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, just something a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I
There's,
feel like you
there's,
should.
one, there's one I saw. Don't ask me why I'm watching this sort of stuff on YouTube.
And you've
but-
not seen Finding Nemo.
Yeah, but there's a lighthouse. I think it's like 20 miles out in the sea in the US, and the guy's bought it, and he's living in it. He's done it up. And he's living in it.
You must hate neighbours.
Fucking mental.
Yeah.
Like, watch the videos. It's interesting.
Yeah.
How the
Amazing.
hell does he get his Amazon deliveries?
Canon.
Yeah.
Like, you would leave sofa, like, what
Yeah.
then?
Bring
That's
him on a boat.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring him on
I
a
guess
boat.
he's already flipped his boat, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Would you ever live on a boat, like a long boat, narrow boat, or one of them when you see on the Thames?
I think they look...
Can we get a boat to Colstal, please?
No, not for me. But I feel like if we was to keep flipping houses, eventually we would learn how to do it. And then that just takes away the fun of us not knowing. The funny stuff, the funny part of it is that we're absolutely useless. We've like ruined everything we've touched so far. Even the wall, I've just painted it and Cole put black fingerprints all over it.
I hope the person who's going to buy his house isn't watching.
It's in great condition.
You could if you get really good at it, which I'm sure you will. You could bring in like challenges, like you've got to, I don't know, design the kitchen blindfolded and just like, make it mental.
Oh, there's so much that we could do. It'd be great to get a TV show. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the next step.
Yeah.
Is there a hidden talent that one of you have discovered you had when it comes to DIY? Is there a talent one of you have discovered?
Neither of us are talented in any way to do with anything to do with DIY. No. But Cole can like turn his eyelids inside out.
That's grim, that one.
What room has that benefited the most?
In the bedroom.
Good.
Brilliant.
Good.
And who's better at DIY?
Me.
Who is less likely to pull their weight?
Just
Cole.
another.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just wanted to get some extra questions in. I think that's it in terms of the house.
You're the house guy.
I'm the house guy.
What's the most outrageous thing you've bought for the house? Actually, no. What's the most outrageous thing you bought with the brand deal money? With brand deal money.
Most
The
outrageous.
house.
Yeah, that was probably the stupid thing. The most outrageous thing I've bought with brand deal money. Yeah, I don't really know. Bought this little like ornament, and it looks like a pot. It's tipping out gold. It was like well expensive.
Is it actual gold? Or?
No.
No. Okay, can we get a picture of it for the podcast?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it doesn't look that good, but I was thinking maybe like just put it on the shelf.
Did you buy it for the new house?
Yeah, I suppose I did. Yeah, I just bought it for the fun
That
of
makes
it.
it a tax write-off, by the way. So you did buy it for the new house.
Oh yes, I did. Yes.
What's the best thing you've been gifted then for the house from a brand?
Best thing we've been gifted: tiles.
Nice.
You should have taken your time though. You should have taken ages to pick the best of the best.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, I think that's the best thing. Yeah.
Tiles expensive as well.
Tiles are quite expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. We picked some nice ones, but I feel like we should have just gone really like crazy with this house. It just got
Go on,
like
elaborate.
completely like, because I like things that you know when you walk into a room and think that's so weird, but it looks really cool. That's the stuff that I like.
Right. So, what is the problem? Does Cole not agree? Or?
Well, there was these big tiles in the tile shop that looked like space, and I just feel like, yeah, you probably do need to have like a mansion to put them in because they're just like a bit outrageous. And it definitely wouldn't go in like this is like an ex-council trap house, but I don't know, yeah, like just to experiment with it, just like kind of
Maybe
the
for the next
content.
one.
I was going to say,
The
well,
next one.
if it returns to being a trap house, they might appreciate it.
Yeah, it'd
Might
be really
go
nice.
down quite well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've actually loved the house talk more than any of that. That was great.
About myself.
No, I mean, I was just trying to transition it, and I'll be honest, that was weird.
What else have you got? Any other questions?
No.
Who should we get on the podcast from your world of content creators? And you can't say Cole.
You can say Cole.
You can't. Say somebody else.
There's this guy that I follow on TikTok. His name's Paul. I actually think he's from Manchester. So it's probably not the best.
Paul from Manchester.
But he did a video the other day, and he was sort of talking about like his life at home, and I thought that was quite interesting. Or Billy Miles.
Sorry. Just your two recommendations were Paul and Billy.
Surely
it's not. I've searched Paul from Manchester. What does he do before we move on to Billy?
He's like a hairdresser, and he does these videos of him like playing a character called Becky Joe.
What's his handle? Do you know?
I think it's like. Oh,
it's definitely not him.
Type in like Becky Joe TikTok. I'm sure it'll come up.
Hang on, Paul.
So he was doing a video the other day talking about his upbringing, and he said that he was like fostered and stuff like that. And I just think it would be quite interesting to like listen to his story and like what happened, where he got to where he is.
Yeah.
Have you seen him before?
I have.
Who was
Billy Miles.
Billy Miles.
He's so funny. Literally so funny. He's ginger with a really ginger beard. Well, his beard is the only ginger thing, because I think he's bald.
I like how the search is Billy Miles Paul Breach.
I feel like I must have seen one of these videos.
Oh, yes. He's great. He's great.
His Paul Breach thing is well funny.
Yeah.
Get him on. Yeah, he's funny.
The Paul Breach one is well funny. He'd be good.
Excellent. Nice. Well,
anything else? Any other questions?
No, I have very, very much enjoyed that. I think it's been interesting. Is there anything else you want to cover before we get out of here?
No, I don't think so. I think that's everything.
Thanks for staying up. Okay, cool. Yeah, amazing to have you on.
Chris, it's genuinely been really good fun, and I'm looking forward to see what happens with the house, and if you ever end up moving in it, or if it becomes a trap house again. So thanks for coming on.
The Christmas special. There you go.
Exactly.
Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad.
Merry Christmas.
Hope you get everything you want.
See you later.
I have. Right to you.